Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 304 of our trek, and yesterday we discovered the 9 signposts that help us to navigate the difficult trails of change. When we come to the end of one trail, it is actually the beginning of a brand new trail. Today's trail will take us to the place where we may not be comfortable with as we compare and contrast popularity and success with integrity. Thank you so much for coming along with me each day as we explore and consume these nuggets of wisdom. These bits of wisdom will help us to live the rich and satisfying life as we create our living legacy. While some of the daily treks are a multi-part series, you can join us at any time and start along with us from that point on. If you would like to listen to any of the past episodes, please go to wisdom-trek.com to listen to them and to read the daily journal. You can also subscribe to Wisdom Trek at iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play so that each day's trek is downloaded to you automatically. We are recording our podcast from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. As we watch spring wake up from its winter sleep, we have spotted at least 3 different varieties of woodpeckers. The largest one is the pileated woodpecker. For that one, think of the Woody Woodpecker cartoon. The next is a red-bellied woodpecker, and then a couple downy woodpeckers. That is the advantage of having very large and mature trees on our property, as they attract a lot of different wildlife. It does appear that our pair of red-shouldered hawks have laid their eggs, or at least getting close to doing so. The female is spending most of her time on the nest, as the male seeks out food and additional nesting materials. On Wednesday, when this episode is released, we will be on site with a client locally to assist them with their monthly billing. It is very important for our clients and us that we have the utmost integrity in all of the transactions with them. In the world of moral relativism, situational ethics, where success and popularity is more important than keeping your word, it is important that we understand the difference between popularity versus integrity. The current election cycle in the United States brings this topic to the forefront of our minds. Although I do not like to generalize, most politicians and political candidates will say and do just about anything to persuade us to support them. The thinly veiled rhetoric leaves us confused as to what the truth really is. Most of the modern-day news outlets will also contribute negatively to what actually is the truth, and we should not get caught up in the same cycle in our own lives. The question to ask is popularity and success mutually exclusive with our integrity? While it is difficult to see in many areas of our current world, I would propose that true integrity is the very backbone of true popularity and success. If I could teach only one value to live by, it would be this. Popularity and success will come and go, but integrity is forever. Integrity means doing the right thing at all times and in all situations, whether or not anyone is ever watching. It takes having the courage to do the right thing no matter what the consequences will be. Building a reputation of integrity takes us years, but it only takes a second to lose it. So never allow yourself to do anything that would damage your integrity. We do live in a world where integrity isn't talked about nearly enough. We live in a world where the end justifies the means has become an acceptable school of thought for so many people. For instance, salespeople will overpromise and underdeliver, all in the name for making their quota for the month. Applicants exaggerate in their job interviews because they desperately want a job. CEOs will overstate their projected earnings because they don't want the board of directors to replace them. Entrepreneurs and business owners will overstate their financial strength because they want the highest valuation from the possible investor or banker. Investors or bankers will understate the value to negotiate a lower valuation in a deal. Customer service representatives will cover up the mistakes that are made because they're afraid the client will leave them. Employees will call in sick because they don't have any more paid time off and they actually need the time off to do something personal. The list could go on and on. In each of these cases that we just reviewed, the person committing the act of dishonesty told themselves that they had a perfectly valid reason why the end justified their lack of integrity. It may seem like people can gain popularity and power quickly and easily if they are willing to cut corners and act without the constraints of morality. In reality, dishonesty may provide instant gratification at that moment, but it will never last. I can think of several examples of people without integrity who are successful and who win without seemingly getting caught, which creates a false perception of the path of success that you should follow. After all, each person in this example above may have gained the result that they had wanted for the moment. But unfortunately, that momentary result comes with an incredibly high price and with far-reaching consequences, even if it's not real obvious. The person has lost their ability to be trusted as a person of integrity, which is the most valuable quality anyone can have in their lives. Financial success, popularity, or power is temporary and very fleeting. But success and popularity among those that you have the greatest impact on is completely lost if you have a lack of integrity. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 9 says, "People with integrity walk safely, but those who follow crooked paths will be exposed." If you retain your integrity at all costs, then every person who trusts you will spread the word of that trust to at least a few of their friends and associates, and word of your character will spread like wildfire. The value of trust that others have in you is far beyond anything that can be measured. And tied to this, a word of advice for those who are striving for a reputation of integrity: even if a person appears to be popular and or successful, avoid those who are not trustworthy. Do not associate with them. Do not make excuses for them. Do not allow yourself to get enticed into believing, while they may be dishonest with others, they would never be dishonest with me. If somebody is dishonest in any aspect in their lives, you can be guaranteed that they will be dishonest in many aspects of their lives. You cannot dismiss even those little acts of dishonesty. This is a clear indication that they will be dishonest in any area of their life depending on the situation. This is called situational ethics. It is also important to realize that others pay close attention to those that you've chosen to associate with, and they will inevitably judge your character by the character of your friends. And why is that? This is best explained by a quote that my mom would say when she was reminding me to be careful with the company that I am keeping. When you lie down with dogs, you will get fleas. Inevitably, we become more and more like the people we surround ourselves with day to day. If we surround ourselves with people who are dishonest and willing to cut corners to get ahead, then we'll surely find ourselves following a pattern, at first overlooking their behavior, then accepting their behavior, and then finally adopting their behavior. If you want to build a reputation of a person of integrity, then surround yourself with people of integrity. If you desire to live and leave a lasting legacy, you must maintain your integrity above all else. Proverbs chapter 20 verse 7 tells us, "The godly walk with integrity, blessed are their children who follow them." And it could also be said that everyone that you impact will receive a blessing because of your integrity. Along our trek today, we have compared popularity versus integrity and have learned that integrity should be maintained regardless of its cost in popularity and success. Our integrity should never be compromised if we desire to create and live a lasting legacy that will impact our world. Tomorrow we will hike on a trail that I believe that we all find difficulty with as we explore the power of patience. So encourage your family and friends to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our podcast for today. Just as you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, we ask you to help us grow Wisdom Trek by sharing it with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person as you meet with them, and invite them to come along with us each day. The journal for today's trek can be found at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, you are my friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.